Welcome to this video tutorial. My name is Loregnard, and in today's video I'll be demonstrating how to successfully link Microsoft Access to MySQL Server. For this tutorial you'll need Microsoft Access, WampServer, and the MySQL Connecter ODBC Driver. Let's get started. First we need to open our browser and we type WampServer and we go to the songforge.net link and we click download. When you download the WampServer, you simply install it using the default settings and you run. You start all the services on the server. When the logo is turned green, that means all the services are up and running. Next, you need to go to mysql.com. You search for the ODBC, which is the driver we're looking for. Go through the search results and we're going down to download connector ODBC. We click on the link and we're going to choose our operating system version. I'm using Windows Microsoft 10. You can choose your operating system and you select the version. I'm using a Windows 64-bit operating system and I click download. I've already downloaded the drivers and I have them already installed. What I can do is demonstrate to you. How to install the driver. You'll be prompted with a menu like this. You click next. I already have the driver installed, so I can actually put repair. In your case, you'll see install. You click next, you install, and you click finish. Now with the driver installed, you need to go to your WampServer. You click on your WAMP logo on the task menu. You go up to PHP MyAdmin. And by default, I'm in my MariaDB, which is Maria database. I can demonstrate, I can log out. And as you see, all I need to log in is a root as username. This is my server of choice. I click go and I'm inside the database. What I need to do here is install, actually not install. What I need to do is create a new database, because by default these are the database that came pre-installed in the WAMP. So I'm going to new. I'm going to create a database name. In this case, I'll name it ABC underscore company. Here you have the correlation. Basically, the correlation basically is the order of how character sets are stored in the database. By default, we're going to leave this as is. We're going to press create. And it's saying no tables are found in the database. As you can see, we are in the server MariaDB database. These are the port numbers to the database. The database has a name ABC underscore company, and I'm going to create a table. I'm going to leave the number of columns by default as 4, and I'm going to give the table a name. I will name it ABC employees, and I'm going to click go. Here I have fields or columns actually. Column names to enter. I need to give them a data type and I need to give them a value length. So for the first name, I'll give it EID, which is for employee ID. I'll give it an ID, value length of 8. I'll leave it as an int, and I'll also store this as my primary key. And we click go. Next, I will want to add a first name. I will give this a varchar. I will give the first name a length of 10. I'll add a L name for last name. Give it a varchar. I'll give that length 20. And I'll add an email. I'll give that length varchar. In type varchar. Data type varchar. And I'll give that a length of 30. And then I simply save. Now you see I've created on a server the database, and I have a table name. Next, I'd want to go to Microsoft Access. I click on blank database, create, close this by default table. I go to external data, new data source, and I'm going all the way down to from other sources, and I'm going to ODBC database. I need to link the data source by creating a link table. So I select this option and I click OK. Then I go to my machine data source, and I'm not seeing the access to the database I need to get to. So I'm gonna have to create new. I'm getting a non-administrative privileges warning, but I'm gonna click OK. I'm going to leave this by default, and I'm going to click next, and I'm going to look for the driver that I installed, which is the ODBC 5.3 driver, and I'm going to click next. I'm going to click finish here, and I'm going to set up, give the data source a name. This is my connection to the database, so I'm going to give my data source, what can I name my data source? ABC. Employees data. Going to give a description so I can identify the connection to my database. Going to name it connecting to WAMP. I'm going to leave the TCP slot here blank, or I can click localhost, because this WAMP is on the same machine as my Microsoft Access. So I'm using both software on the same local machine. So I can leave this blank. I'm going to enter root here as my username, and then I'm going to search down in the database here and look for the database I've created. As you can see, I have my database here, ABC Company. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to test. The test results say connection was successful. So I click OK, OK again, OK. And now you can see the table I've created on the WAMP, which is the ABC employees. I'm seeing it here, so I select it, and I click OK. And I double tap here, and now I'm seeing the names of the column I entered on the server. So now I'm going to enter some data into the fields. So for employee EID, I'm going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4. Saying my stuff failed. Try that once more. Going to enter another employee name. It's saying my connection has failed, but we're going to check that shortly. So I'm clicking OK. Going to and I'm going to click save. Next, I want to go to my WAMP server, and I'm going to check to see if the data, refresh, see if my data have entered, and there I have it. I have my information that I entered in my Microsoft Access, and I'm going to test this go one step further because of that error message I got before. So I'm going to see if I could edit. So I'm going to move this name. I'm going to enter a name entirely. If I want to edit the employee, move that employee. And I'm going to save, go back to my server, refresh, and yes, the changes is reflecting on the server. I'm going to add one more employee just for safe measures. And I'm going to save, go back to the server, going to refresh, and yes, I'll go one more step further. And I'm going to try to delete the record. Let me see if I can delete the middle record. Click yes. I'm going to save. Go back to my server, refresh. And yes, the records is deleted on the server side. So we've come to the end of my tutorial. I'd like to thank you for watching. This was my tutorial on linking Microsoft Access to MySQL Server.